What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking out Wartales. We haven't covered the game in about a year, and the developers at Shiro have been pushing out mad updates to this game. The most recent being Great Gossenburg, a map expansion that adds a huge city to the map. If you've never played Wartales before, this is an open-world sandbox medieval mercenary RPG with strategy elements where really you can do whatever you want to do. Do you want to capture criminals and bring them to justice and drop them off at the jail for money? Do it. Do you want to take jobs and contracts and move products around in between cities? Do it. You can do that. Do you want to hunt animals and become a master huntsman? Do it. Do you want to become a beastmaster and tame your own animals and be one guy with a fleet of battle boars? You can absolutely do that as well. I'm actually kind of shocked at the amount of things you can do in this game as of right now, and I do think that Shiro is on a path right now to really make one of the least talked about but really most awesome RPGs made in a really, really long time. So today we're going to dive in for about 35 minutes. I've played about 6 hours on into the game, 4 hours on into the game, somewhere in between those 2 points. So that we're not going from the beginning of the game like we have the last couple times we played it, so you can see some stuff that's a little bit further on into the title. But let's get going. The link for the game is down below in the description if you wanted to get it for yourself. It's in early access. However, don't let early access fool you on this one. I had a number of people when I was playing this game. I kind of did it live while I was getting ready for this video, and a number of people were like, oh yeah, I've played for like 120 hours, and there's still things I haven't done in the early access. And so it seems like this is a pretty girthy early access as of right now. You'll also find a link to my Discord and my Twitch stream down below, just in case you wanted to hang out live. I do stream this game from time to time. Let's get going. Here we are. Welcome to Tiltron County. Tiltron County's got a little bit of an issue right now. They've got a refugee crisis happening, which has people flooding over the borders. There's increases in crime. There's all kinds of problems. And we are caught in the middle of that. And who we decide to side with in the overarching plot of the game is going to dictate what happens to our mercenary company. But this is our group of guys right here. I have 5 guys. They're named after Twitch viewers at the moment, so like disregard their names. But ultimately I've got a strategist, and by strategist I mean this guy stabs people in the face with a big knife. It's a strategy. It's not a strategy I particularly recommend unless you want to end up at Susie's house, but like, you know, it is what it is. This is Autonomy. He's my pony. That's right, even your pack animals in this game level up and have talent trees. You can make a battle pony if you want to with like armor and stuff. I made this pony just to carry my things, but maybe someday I'll have a battle pony. I've got Havrin over here. They're my sword master. We've got Solar Lancer, who's kind of a destroyer, which is basically a guy with a big club and a huge amount of armor that clanks when he walks. We've got Mentums over here, who's a berserker. He's got a skull on his shoulder pad just for extra intimidation. We've got Hammer, who's my pikeman. Well, a herald, actually. But yeah, all of my characters around level 3, level 4, probably about 4 or 5 hours on into the game. I don't actually think I have any jobs or anything right now to do, so let's go to town. This game is remarkably robust. There's loads and loads of things you can do in this game. When we were looking at these guys right here, they basically have a combat class, but they also have a civilian class that you can assign. And so anyways, this guy is a pikeman, but he's also a fisherman, so there's a fishing minigame. This guy right here is a tinker, which means that he builds up our base camp, and we actually do have a full-on base camp. So, like, if I clicked on this when we were out in the world map, I'll show it to you later, you can build, like, base facilities and stuff for kind of your wandering circus of mercenaries. This guy is a blacksmith, and there's a blacksmithing minigame, and in fact, the crafting in this game is very consequential. This game actively expects you to be crafting. And if you don't craft, you're going to have a bad time. Like, a lot of the best stuff in the game is crafted, or at least a lot of the stuff that bridges the gap between tiers is crafted. So there's a lot of, like, half upgrades, and a lot of things in the crafting system that are better than the tier 1 stuff, but not quite as good as the tier 2 stuff, so it's worthwhile to kind of, like, stop off there while you save up the money in order to be able to buy, like, the next tier of gear. Lots of cool things. I actually needed a blacksmith over here. I needed to make... Can I make some more throwing knives? I think my thief needs more throwing knives. Yeah, I'll make some throwing knives real quick. There we go. So we've made some throwing knives just to add to the pile because my thief goes through them very, very rapidly. It's like a free attack that he gets that just gives you a little bit of supplementary damage. But actually, we came to Stromkap in order to get a job. So let's go get a... No, not the alchemy clinic. Don't need that. The Traveler's Feast Inn. let's go ahead and talk to the emissary over here and see if we can find ourselves a job so you guys can see kind of what the combat looks like. Let's see here. We've got bandit lairs. They want me to transport some pottery. We've got fight Matthias Lund. He's basically the ultimate boss of this map right here before we go to the next map, and he's actually pretty badass. Vanquish the Old gang. I think we could probably do that. I'm going to negotiate for a better pay. Well, let's negotiate at 60%. Negotiation successful. Nice. So we can negotiate again if we wanted to, but the price goes up on your influence, which is kind of like a special currency that you get every single time you negotiate. Let's go see if we can find these banditos and bring them to justice. I'd also like to, actually, while we're on the road here, I'd like to go back to the prison. I'd like to pick up some shackles, too, because we can actually capture criminals instead of killing them all. And when you capture them, you can take them back to the jail, and you get paid a bounty for them, which is actually pretty nice. So it looks like the jail is kind of on the way to where we're going. It looks like I have a job over here, too. So the jobs, they kind of tie into... You've got these paths right here. And so your mercenary company is judged by a number of paths. You've got the path of power, which is combat. As that levels up, you get access to storyline missions. You get more valor points. There's upgrades. There's titles and things that you can get for doing lots of stuff in here. There's the path of the merchant. As you level this up, you'll get new missions that are storyline related and like abilities to negotiate like we just did for more payment on jobs. There's the path of crime. You can actually play this game fully as a criminal if you desire to do so, robbing caravans and whatnot. It's not crazy fleshed out from what I've seen so far, but it is possible, and you can become effectively an assassin for the powers that be. And then there's also kind of the scientific route, where you can follow the path of mysteries and wisdom. And none of these are mutually exclusive. You can do all of them simultaneously to unlock new crafting and new missions and new storylines and things like that. Kind of cool stuff. I like it a lot. I have to pay 83 in wages. Man, I'm trying to tell you, these mercenaries, they get paid like every single day. On the road, we can't talk to all these people. These guys right here are bounty hunters. They're basically law enforcement. They're the guys that are going to come after you if you end up being a criminal. There's merchants that are on the road that have some of the better gear that you can equip for your characters to get yourself squared away with better spears, better swords, all that kind of stuff. I need to talk to this lady. The Lady Maris has offered a reward for any outlaw that has been captured in the region. You should give bounty hunting a try. It's 20 bucks for some chains. Okay, I'm gonna need to sell some stuff though, because my inventory is kind of full. Like, we're riding kind of close to the line right now on what I can effectively carry. I'll sell you some of my mint sprigs. I'll sell you probably all but 10 of my flowers. I'll probably also sell you all but 10 of those flowers because we have a lot of weight on us right now. Most of it's from tools, though. Oh, look, I have eel. That's right. Join a mercenary company. You'll have instantaneous access to unagi, one of the finest foods ever crafted. One of the biggest mistakes I ever made in my life is my wife and I, we first started dating when we were in college, right? And so, like, I wanted to impress her. And this is when I had, like, no bankroll. I was, like, a broke college student. So I did a bunch of research, and I was like, all right, you know, what's the... I heard through the grapevine that she likes to go to sushi places, right? She enjoys sushi. There's our bandits right there. We got to go get them. But I heard through the grapevine that she liked sushi. You know, she wanted to go out to a sushi restaurant. So for, like, our third date or, like, our second date or whatever else, I did a bunch of research. I went through all the restaurants in the North Bay, and I was like, I found one that seemed to be really, really highly spoken of. And so anyways, in finding this place that was really highly spoken of, I decided to just, like, send it. You know what I mean? Like, don't even hesitate. Just go. So that's what I did. And as it turns out, we were in there ordering and doing our thing, and one thing that I didn't notice about the menu is that everything on the menu didn't have a price listed on it. And I had never had eel before, but they had like a deep-fried unagi you could play around with. And so I was like, yeah, dude, that sounds really, really good. I've had eel like once before in my life, and I remember really, really liking the eel. And so anyways, I ordered the unagi. Little did I know, when the bill got there at the end as a broke college student, it was much, much more than I could possibly bear. It was very, very, very pricey, and it was a learning lesson. We've already axed one bad guy in the face. I didn't really talk too much about what's happening. Combat in this game is turn-based. It takes you into these battle maps that are procedurally generated. There are things like spears laying on the ground, so for example, what I could do, just to show you, this is probably not a good play, but I can pick up this spear, I can throw it at this guy. We're getting a little bit of frame hitching right now. Sometimes it takes a while for the game to like cache its shaders, and it doesn't like run smoothly for me until I've been playing for like 45 minutes. Stab that guy with a spear right there, and then there you go. There are traps. If I had pushed him back into that trap, he would have got trapped up in it. It would have done damage. Lots and lots of little interactables on the battlefield that you can play around with. Unfortunately, my spearman has now been shivved in the face as a side effect of having speared a guy. He did get, ow, dude. I love the arrow animation in this game. It looks so good. Now, we do have an initiative track in the bottom left of the screen. The initiative track, it's not exclusive. And what I mean by that is, oh, nice, let's knock this guy out. There we go. We captured ourselves a criminal. We've got him. And then I probably want to close the gap. Like, when you're surrounded in a tactical situation, generally the smartest course of action is to push in one direction and fight your way out, tip of the spear style. But anyways, as I was saying, the initiative track in this game is not mutually exclusive. Anybody can take their turn. Basically, the enemy, they have initiative. A specific guy acts on a specific turn. However, for our mercenary band, whenever it gets to our turn, anybody can take that turn and step on in. And so anyways, that's why you see me just kind of selecting guys over here. They have a lot of archers, like a very, very extreme amount of archers. We're going to have to chase some of these archers down and take them out. This game also has a system called Valor Points. Valor Points are these little pips right here that are up above the character portrait. What these do is they allow you to power special abilities. And so special abilities are used independent. So in this game, normally you get a movement and you get an action. The Valor abilities, they happen independently of whether or not you've used your movement and whether or not you have used your action. And so they're pretty nice to have. Throw a knife at that guy. There's 5 damage right there. Stab him in the face a little bit. Just a light stabbing to the face. And then we'll finish him off right there with another attack. Do not underestimate rogues in this game. Rogues are insanely good. Like, I didn't pick up a rogue for a really, really long time. They're called rangers in this game. But anyways, I didn't pick up a ranger for my retinue for like a really long time. And as it turns out, rangers, oh my god, 26 damage crit from that throwing knife? Rangers, I don't know if this guy just has absurd stats because I recruited him from the inn. And so it's possible that he just has crazy stats compared to everybody else. But he is a home wrecker. He kills everybody. This game does not have attacks of opportunity unless you use specific situations. The enemies are demoralized and flee. Yeah, that goes into the morale track up here at the top. Every time I lose a guy, it goes down. Every time they lose a guy, it goes to the right. When it hits certain thresholds, you get a buff called Galvanized, which basically gives you an extra 50% damage to clean house. And then when it hits this second little mark right here, the enemy retreats. Yeah, it's fine. I was going to try to capture more criminals, but I figure we were somewhat successful in that fight. Oh, Edis is wounded. That's okay. He's not one of my guys. I don't care about the fact that he's wounded. They've got damaged armor. That's a bit of a bummer. Hammer leveled up. Very, very cool. So our Herald can get some stats. Now, the stats are generated randomly in this game. You never quite know what stats you're going to get. It shares that with Battle Brothers. Sometimes you want body, but you get strength, so on and so forth. But there is an equalizer in this game, and it's called knowledge points. Knowledge points are generated as you travel, and you find new things, and you pick flowers, and you mine ore. And knowledge allows you to kind of get common sense training and information that makes your troops stronger. And I have a common sense upgrade called Career Plans that allows me to trade my influence to get the stats that I want. So I could click twice on strength right there, and for 40 influence, I could upgrade his strength even though he didn't roll strength. And as of yet, I haven't really had that many problems keeping my influence topped up. Like, I take the stats that I want. It's a really good upgrade. You may have seen me sprinting while I run around on the map. Oh, we got loot. A champion statuette, $45, and an outlaw tunic tier 2. The outlaw tunic tier 2 is actually pretty good. It's got 2 slots on it. Basically, there's a gem system in this game. They're called armor layers, but they're basically gems from Diablo. If it has these slots, it means the armor is really good, and it means that you can take something like leather or gambesons, and you can upgrade them to almost like plate mail levels of protection if you have really good layers available that you can craft. You can also take a cannibalism perk with your knowledge. That's why dead bodies are listed here. You can eat human beings if you want to. I'm not a cannibal, so I'm not going to do that. These guys are just drunken peasants that wander around on the road beating up refugees. We don't have any refugees in our group, so it doesn't matter. We need to camp, so I'll take you on over to the camp menu. So this is the camp menu. I've got some aftermarket things here that I've done, so I added this cook pot and I added this tent. But other than that, we need to sleep. So I'm going to right-click on the fire. We need to eat 20 food in order to make this worthwhile. So I'll go a little bit right there, and yeah, we're eating. Oh, 80% danger rating. Why is there an 80% danger rating right here? I don't see any bad guys around. Huh, weird. I don't see any. Normally there's bad guys on the map when you have a danger rating like that, but I don't see it. I'll just move over to here to the crossroads, and maybe we'll camp out 10%. Yeah, that's much more manageable. Pay my troops real fast, take a rest. Hopefully we don't hit that 10% RNG. And there we go. We're all good and solid. This person has something they want to say to me. I'm finally starting to get the hang of being a thief. If I ever leave this group, I think I know how I'll earn my living. Yeah, sure, man. Absolutely. We have a couple ways we can rejoice, we can brag, or we can show off. I'll probably rejoice because that gives him 65 XP. Everything else is temporary out of those choices. And 65 XP is permanent. And that's pretty much the amount of XP you would get from like a large group fight. And so it seems like a good thing for me. Over here, we have a couple of things that we can upgrade with our knowledge points. Knowledge points, I could buy new crafting recipes for all of my various trade skills. So I could unlock like a steel throwing knife or something like that. But my blacksmith isn't high enough level. I could learn to bake bread. I could learn to cook some of the fish and things that I've been catching out of the ocean. I could learn how to make bombs or poison flasks. For now, I'll probably just take the knowledge. And in order to save tools, I do think that improved restoration wouldn't be a bad idea. Endurance training makes us just flatly move faster on the world map and thus saves us money by expediency, so that sounds all right. Yeah, let's do endurance training. Why not? And then apparently there's also long-distance running that we just unlocked by taking this one, which makes our movement speed 20% faster on roads. Very nice. We need to drop this guy off at the jail. This running perk that I have right here, too. I recommend running to be one of the first perks you take in this game. It allows you to move around the map faster, and it allows you to avoid combats. And some combats in this game you definitely don't want to fight. This is not a game that's going to pull punches with you. It's not quite as hard as something like Battle Brothers, in my opinion. Like, it's not as nasty as Battle Brothers, but this game does have some teeth to it. Like, there are feeder fights that you can take that are, like, really, really easy, like the one we just stomped out. But there's also fights with, like, bosses and things that exist on the map and, like, rare spawns that will absolutely lamp you if you're not careful. So, this guy's worth 55 bucks. Okay. Have fun in jail, nerd. We've brought criminals to justice, and as you can see, he's actually been added. There's a pig in jail. Why is there a pig in jail? That's not a human being. Why would you put a pig in your jail? Well, I was just trying to store tomorrow's breakfast somewhere. We've got 1 day's worth of food left, so I kind of need to, like, get back to town and resupply. We've got a big paycheck coming on in, so I don't think it'll be too bad getting ourselves resupplied, but still. All right, so back in Stromcap, let's go ahead and get our money. We'll go ahead and get our payment here. We'll drop this off with the bounty board, and now we have $1,000 in our inventory. I kind of want to go on the road and see where my journeys take me. So I'm sort of tempted to take this trade route to Corsia because I've never been to Corsia, and I'd like to go to bring this message to an informant in Marheim. I could probably do that. Sure. We'll take it to Marheim. Absolutely. Marheim is across the river, though. So I'm going to have to pay the gate toll, and the gate toll is very expensive. The other thing we could do is take pottery to Corsia. I don't know if it's going to, like, pay me back for the pottery, because I think pottery costs, like, 150 a stack. So it's going to be, like... Actually, I think it's 75. I think it's going to be, like, 400 bucks to buy the pottery. And so do they pay me back for that? I guess we can YOLO it and just find out. I can't imagine they're going to pay me 160 bucks for 400 bucks worth of trade goods. Feels unlikely to me. I don't know. Let's give it a go. The worst case scenario is that I just kind of like save my game, and if it ends up stabbing me in the back like that, no biggie, no harm, no foul. I do need to get rid of some things here. So this is the trade guy that will let you buy trade goods. Oh, you get your chains back after you turn the prisoner in. Nice. So I actually only needed to buy like one chain. Okay. I will sell you some cloth because I don't need to be carrying around that much cloth with me. Since I've got a tier 2 outlaw tunic, I'll sell you that one. I'll sell you the champion statuette. I have a gambeson over here that I got off of a guy, but like I don't think that I need it actually. Like I don't think it's necessary. So he'll lose a little bit of armor if he wears that, but he does get some crit. He does get some movement, and it's got layers. I think I'll leave that on him in case I decide to craft some layers later on. Because if I can craft some layers, we can actually add like 10 more armor to this, no problem. And also probably some extra crit rate too. And his crit rate is already pretty disgusting. Yeah, that seems like a plan to me. I don't think I need this armor. I don't think there's anybody in my group that this armor is actively good for. Like everybody else is wearing something better, I think. Yeah, I think that's actually the truth. I suppose I could put that on him. It would increase his armor a little bit. And he looks cooler now. He loses a little bit of damage resistance. Like, he lost some crit damage, but he doesn't crit that much anyways. So I think I'd rather have him. Plus, look at that sweet bracer right there, dude. That's a sweet bracer. That's a dope I love the armor modeling in this game. It reminds me of Neverwinter Nights 2. If you ever played Neverwinter Nights 2, I know that's one of those games that people never talk about. But Neverwinter Nights 2, I always really liked the armor modeling in that game. I don't know what's weighing me down right now. Well, I went through my inventory, and I'm not exactly sure what's weighing me down right now. I think it's just the trade goods, maybe. Seems possible. Anyways, let's go back, and I need to buy food for the road, too. We actually don't have a whole lot of food on us. So I will buy... Yeah, just give me, like... couple days worth of beef slabs. Everybody loves ribs, dude. Who doesn't love barbecued ribs? I got a best friend that's like a master of the grill. Like he like low and slows, hammer for hire. Wait, what does that quest say? Go to the Stromcap Tavern. Oh, I leveled up my merchant level. So now I've got a merchant quest as well. And if we go to the overworld map, each of these locations, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's 28 locations in this county. Every single location either has loot or has a quest or has some kind of thing you can do there. So like all of these little locations, only the ones with the check marks are the ones that I've resolved in this playthrough after like 4 to 6 hours. So just something to keep in mind. We need to go to the southwest, it looks like. And it's probably going to be like a 2 or 3 day journey. I'm going to edit this out. But the game is very, very beautiful. This game is starkly beautiful. Like, Shiro has done a magnificent job of just really, really making this game look good. It is a beautiful game on the face of it. But you're going to miss out on some scenic vistas. Sorry about that, but I'm just going to do the travel off camera. So we're at the Ediranian border crossing right here. This game actually has different principalities and things that you've got to, like, deal with the politics of. Let's see here. People are fleeing Arthas and you're going in? 200 bucks to get into here. Okay, at your own risk. The border is open to you in both directions, you know. Should you regret your boldness, you can return to Tiltrin without paying. Fair enough. So I guess it unlocks the gate permanently once you've actually got it squared away. There we go. And there's no load screen right there. I half expected there to be a load screen, in all honesty, with how they made it out like, oh, you can come back if you want. Like, I don't know. It made me feel like there was going to be a load screen there, but imagine my surprise when no load screen was detected. We got some iron over here. I'll definitely take that. I always need more iron for throwing knives. Like, I go through a lot of throwing knives. I like throwing knives at people, all right? It's kind of like my signature mercenary thing. We throw knives at you. Just, you know, we don't get you in the face with a knife. We're going to have to camp over here, so let's go ahead and do it. Hopefully it's not too dangerous in this area. It's not dangerous at all. Good. Let's go ahead and get everybody fed, and we'll get everybody slept, and then we should be ready to rock. There we go. The companions are happy. That's what I like to hear. When there's well-armed men and women around me with weapons the size of my body, I prefer that they be happy. Have wolves taken over that farm? Syrah's sheepfold. I could probably take care of this situation. But let me drop off my goods first because we're overweight, and any loot that we got from that we wouldn't be able to carry. And there's Corsia. We've made it. There's kind of a spooky-looking bridge over there. I've never been to Corsia, so this should actually be kind of fun. See, my problem is I've been holding off on covering this game or playing this game because I wanted to wait for the 1.0. But at a certain point, I got to buckle down and do my job and keep people appraised of the fact that, you know, like, things are happening here. And, like, this game is developing into something awesome. So we've got a forge over there. We've got a Church of St. Septimus. We've got an apothecary clinic, and we've got Little St. Pierre's Market. I don't actually know, with my quests, where I drop this off at. Oh, they just want me to sell 5 pottery here. So, yeah, we do get the money back. Good. Okay, let's go to the trade market then, and we'll drop this off. Are you the trade lady? The all-seeing eye strike me down if I lie. Okay, never mind. Apparently, she's just ranting and raving in the center of town about a ghost. We can sell this here for 97 bucks a pop, so we actually made a nice profit on this run. A really nice profit on that run, like an utterly absurd profit on that run. Wow. I did not expect to make that much money. Trade missions, dude. Trade missions. That's where it's at. Okay. Well, let's go see if there's a bounty board or anything here, or like a job that I can take care of. There is indeed a bounty board. You can recruit people from here inside the tavern if you were looking to have, oh, they'll pay you for any mission in any zone? What a nice little quality of life thing. I thought I had to go all the way back to Tiltron to get paid. Nice. So let's see here. We've got, rumor has it that there's an unexplored Tomb of the Ancients in this region. I could do that. That's no problem. I'm not going to negotiate because I don't have that much influence left. And I'm waiting for my influence to go back up. All right, let's go ahead and depart. And we will see if there's any merchants on the road while we're cruising around too. It looks like it's on the left-hand side of the river. So we'll try to go to the left-hand side of the river here. Is any of this lootable? St. Elior's Abbey. Ooh, a fishing spot, too. I could definitely use more food. Let's go do the fishing minigame. I have fishing hooks, and I have an angler in my party. So this will be easy peasy, dude. This will be an easy knockout. The fishing minigame in this game, super easy. Just keep basically you click with your mouse, and it moves the fish towards the center. You want to keep the fish in the black zone over there. And that's all you got to do. Actually, I've got enough cash flow right now to where I'm beginning to think it might be time to pick up another guy. As I understand it, you can have like 20 people in your retinue, but I think only like 6 or 7 can go into combat at a time. I haven't verified it, but you can have a pretty large battle force, and you can also have a pretty large supporting revenue of just like camp followers, basically, like armor menders, leather workers, and stuff like that, that all have their trade skills leveled up but don't go into combat, and they just kind of like support and assist the main retinue by making sure their gear's always working. It's kind of cool. An abbey on a little island. I like that. That's actually really scenic and picturesque. Oh, another fishing spot. Yay, ain't nobody going hungry today. We're stocking up on food. That's right. It's time for us to carp it up, trout it up, German brown it up. Yup. Honestly, the only thing you catch near where I live is trout, German brown. And like, I guess if you go towards one of the major rivers or whatever, you can get salmon. But, like, rainbow trout and German brown is, like, all I ever caught when I was growing up. That and sunfish. Like, that's about it. Hey, he's a level 2 fisherman now, too. Hell yeah. I don't know exactly what that affects, if it just, like, unlocks new nodes that I can interact with, or if it actually, like, increases the yield on his fishing. I don't know. But anyways, there it is. We've got ourselves fishies. I need to make some more fish hooks, though, so remind me to do that. I know you can't remind me to do that because you're watching me through a screen right now. Why would I even say that? I don't know. I'm just a psycho, man. Pilgrims come to this altar to make their offerings to St. Septimus in the hopes that he will protect them on their holiest of journeys. I mean, St. Septimus took it. This is the benefit of me not being superstitious at all in the slightest. Who are these guys? Are they hostile? What are they going to do? Oh, maybe that's just like their national allegiance. When I was up in Tiltern, everybody had like a blue-gray thing around their neck. Ooh, there's bandits down here? Hold on. Although I haven't found the jail in this zone. I don't know if I want to deal with these guys right now. Yeah, I'm going to leave it alone. Let's just focus on our mission. It looks like what we're looking for is up on that rise right there. And so because this game is based on like Germanic mercenaries or whatever, it's a very, very mountainous game. And so you've always got to find like the secret path up onto the top of the mountain in order to get there. So it may take me a minute to figure out how to get on top of this thing. Well, I've got bad news. There's no way to get on top of the mountain from this side, so I have utterly wasted my time and resources. Hopefully those bandits have, like, pissed back off to where they came from. I don't want to fight them right now. It's kind of like a waste of my time. I'm just going to choke them out mightily, and it's just going to be embarrassing for them. I'm trying to help them save face right now by not engaging them. But we do need to find our way up and on top of this mountain. Oh, there's a bandit lair right there. If you wipe out the bandit lairs, you can actually go into the lair, and you can, like, loot it and get, like, all kinds of goodies. Oh, apparently there's a way up over here somewhere? I just saw them do it. Oh, that's tricky. Pathfinding in this game could be hit or miss. Keep that in mind. Every now and again, your character will just, like, randomly get stuck on something. That's one of the things that I think they can clean up outside of the performance, which can be a little chunky from time to time. Basically, the pathfinding. If I click on a location, the party should just kind of, like, automatically nav mesh their way up there, in my opinion. What is that? Is that iron? That looks different. What is that? Ooh, what is that? A gray cluster. A mass of metal and rock unusable in its raw form, but a skillful alchemist can extract rime steel from it. Sweet, dude. Rime steel sounds rad. I don't know. That sounds like a rapper's name or something. Be like, rime steel on the mic, bruh. What is this concealed camp right here? Where is your carriage? Are you here by chance? You should take your leave and be quick about it. Oh, it's an Inquisitor. Yeah, knowing what I know about Warhammer 40k, I'm going to give the Inquisitor a wide berth because I'm scared. Oh, I don't have a fishing hook. I need a fishing hook. Hold on. I can make a fish hook over here with my tinker. There we go. Fish hook it on up. I've got 15 iron, so just make like 5 fish hooks. That works. Hell yeah. You can also make stuff for your camp over here. So, like, I could make a lectern if I had... I've got to level up. I can also make a strategy table. Like, basically, these things all make you stronger, and they unlock new crafting skills. So, like, this would unlock a scholar. And when I made the cooking pot, it unlocked the cook. And so, anyways, I don't have a cook, and I don't have a scholar yet, but maybe someday. I don't think we're too much into scholastics to begin with. Maybe I'll get better fish over here. How we doing, fishies? Y'all ready to be inside my belly? I don't like fish in real life. I've never been a big fish guy. I don't like the texture. I don't like the taste. In general, I don't like the smell. It's weird because I live by the ocean. Like, I'm from San Francisco, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be down for, like, a clam chowder bread bowl any given day of the week. I enjoy crab. I like clam. I don't mind, you know, lobster or whatever. I like shrimp and prawns. But I've just never been a fish guy. Never in my life have I been a fish guy. I just don't like it for some reason. There's our tomb, I think, that we're looking for our quest. I think we actually need to interact with it, though, before it counts. I don't know what that symbol means above their head. That could be good or that could be bad, but there's rime steel next to him. You can go into these tombs. There are puzzles, and there are, like, dungeons underneath the ground that you can go into. All right. I don't know what these guys are going to do. Nothing, apparently. I think that's just like a patrol, basically. All right, let's head on back to town and go get our paycheck. And that's how the game unfolds. This is Wartales. Believe me when I say that I think Shiro is making one of the most underrated RPGs ever with this title. Like, really more people that enjoy RPGs should be talking about this game. Like, yes, it's got 7,500 reviews, but considering, like, Vampire Survivors has, like, 100,000, you know what I mean? Like, that's not that many. And this is a remarkably high-quality game with loads of activities. It's got a social system. Your characters make friends with one another. It's got a crafting system. If your characters do certain things in combat a certain number of times, they will unlock perks that make them stronger, and those perks are like hidden. So like blocking with a shield 20 times will make your guy actually get like an extra 5 protection or whatever, which is just damage mitigation. Like, the game is just chock-a-block with crafting skills and locations and storylines and randomized missions and enemies and armor and weapons and like social systems. Like, there's just so many things here to bite down on that it surprises me that more people are not talking about this game as like the second coming of RPG Christ, you know? Like, I like the game tremendously. I've been trying not to play it on purpose, just because I don't want to spoil the game for myself before it actively comes out. But man, I started playing it for this video, and I've put in 4 to 6 hours, and the time just flies, dude. It just flies. It is an addictive, very high-quality game that Shiro Games has put out here. They should be very proud of themselves for what they've created. It hits the nail on the head for me because I love sort of like Prussian, Austrian, Germanic, you know, RPGs that are set in kind of like grim, bloody settings and things like that, and this game is precisely that. It hits the nail on the head for me. I really don't have that many complaints, except for like the performance can be a little bit chuggy and chunky sometimes, and then also the pathfinding can be a little bit iffy from time to time in mountainous areas with your character getting stuck on like invisible clipping. But other than that, the game is a blast. I can't recommend it highly enough if you're a fan of something like Battle Brothers, but Battle Brothers is too gnarly for you and too stress-inducing. This game is a really, really good replacement that feels a lot less RNG and a lot more fair. I think Battle Brothers is a bigger challenge, and Battle Brothers has a more satisfying payoff, but I think that this game is much more relaxing and honestly a bit more fun than Battle Brothers, because Battle Brothers is kind of like XCOM. It's not designed to be fun. It's designed to, like, upset you. You know what I mean? But anyways, my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were checking out a title called Wartales. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow with something hot and fresh off the indie skillet, but up until then, it's time for me to take my leave. Thank you for the luxury of your attention, and that's all I got. Bye, folks.